whole neighborhood, looking good. Park next to the playground. Not too close because they might scratch your ride. I know when Louis Young go back to the playground, he don't park that Porsche right there next to the playground. He parked up the street where they can see it. Then he get out real slow. Put one foot out. Let that gator just dangle outside the car. Hey, who was that? Is that Lou? Huh? Then he ease out the car. And then he ease down the walk. And so everybody stopped playing ball. They said, man, Lou looking good. Hey, man, what you doing? I'm a Go acquisition specialist, my brother. With Carrot Bars, huh? What? With who? Carrot what? Come on with me to this training. Come on with me to this event. Come on with me and meet the people who are changing their future by the power of divine goodness within themselves. You don't look outside of you for nobody to save you. Ain't nobody coming. Nobody coming with no rope to throw into your ocean of death. You better learn to float first and swim after that. Come up on the beach of Carrot Bars and shake it off and get to moving toward your own future of financial progress, freedom for yourself. You got to have what? Freedom. Because without freedom, you can't make nobody treat you with justice. Without freedom or justice, you can't have nobody treat you with equality. But when you're not begging and you're buying, you notice things change. Huh? You don't come nowhere with your hat in your hand, asking for nothing. You come in and say, is my reservation ready? I have a reservation for 4. Gamble is the last name. Right this way, Mr. Gamble, sir. Nobody been saying that to us in the restaurants we've been going to. We order off of a board back here behind the cashier at 16. Your days with the value menu are over. No more dollar menu, no more 4 for 4, no more fast food. Say goodbye to Checkers, say goodbye to Rallies, say goodbye to McDonald's, say goodbye to the lifetime and the lifestyle of failure and futility and inferiority and weakness and lack and less. And stand up now, a new person in Carrot Bars International, because Carrot Bars International is the vehicle that you drive. When my brother Kevin tossed me the keys and said, take it for a spin, I got in Carrot Bars. Smelled the leather interior. I ran my hand over the Burlwood dashboard. I said, this is nice. But when I started up my Carrot Bars and I heard the engine roar, I said, I might be going somewhere. I had the nerve to step on that clutch and throw that short gear shift into first. I heard the engine. I said, okay, Carrot Bars, what we gonna do? Shifted in the gear and keep moving. I just pulled over for a pit stop this morning to stop by and tell you that if Carrot Bars is something that you believe in, then believe in it. If you're gonna rock with it, rock out. Don't stand around like this ain't bothering you. Don't stand around like you don't feel a beat. But if I heard some James Brown coming up now as I was leaving, I would feel good. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? I just imagine that some James Brown may happen right now. See? And you're gonna take it higher. Let's just let it rock for a minute. Come on, BJ. Huh? How many of y'all believe y'all see your breakthrough? Can you see it? Stand up and clap your hands. Come on, somebody. I want everybody that prayer says, you know, Brown, keep going. Y'all ready? All right. Woo! Don't stand up if you wrong. Don't stand up if you're a loser. Don't stand up if you're going to sit down and go the same way. Fred, then you take it higher. Listen to Fred. Wait. Come on, DJ. Wait, come on now. Here you go. You ready? That's it. You feel good. You believe you can do it. Don't be sad today. Don't bring no down spirit here today. Bring my man back to the microphone. Not Fred Wesley, not Bobby Bird, but my brother Kevin Gamble. Bring him back to the round of applause. Come on, y'all. Oh!
Yes, yes. Let's give Brother a round of applause. Brother Jamil Muhammad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, training is over. Thanks for coming. That's all right. Woo! And guess what? We are just getting started. Do y'all understand the power of what we got in this room? See, that's why so many people need what we offer. Right? Blessings come in all fashions and forms. You realize that? Right? Somebody right now somewhere is praying for a blessing. Think about if they would have heard that kind of message. See, that's why so many people aren't successful, because they listen to other people's BS. And I mean belief systems. That's what y'all were thinking, right? Some people listen to other people's BS. You've got to understand that in order for you to be successful, you've got to believe. Whether that's in the higher power, whether that's in the future, in yourself, the potential, but you got to believe in something. And that's what we do here. Not only do we talk about the belief, we give you the vehicle and we show you how to make it drive. So you get to be like Brother Lewis and put your gators out and bling out. I mean, that's crazy. I love it. We're just getting started, guys. I hope you got your notes, your pen pads ready, because again, we don't just talk about it, we show you exactly how to do it. So the pleasure is mine to bring up the next person that's going to be before you, that's going to really talk about the system. Because make no mistake about it, we're in the business of people. Yeah, it's gold, and we obviously are excited about crypto and some of the other new things. But no matter what Karatbars decides to do in the future, we're in the people business. You have to be able to communicate with people, to let people know about what it is that we offer. So the next person I have the pleasure of presenting to you is going to really talk about how do you do that? How do you get the word out to people? Because if you've been paying attention, you see that right now social media is exciting, right? It's a new way to really talk to a whole bunch of people. Back in the days, we used to have a phone in the kitchen with a long cord. How many of y'all remember that stuff, right? So that's not really the way it goes now. So if you're not now taking advantage of some of the ways to market this opportunity to communicate with people, then this is why you want to be in a room like this. So the gentleman that I've got the pleasure of bringing before you, I mean, he is risen through the ranks of Karatbars. He has just, I mean, he's got across the globe just a cadre of people that are following his lead, great at marketing. He is a doctor. He is a well-renowned marketer, and he's got some great information. So please join me in welcoming to the front of the room, Dr. Sergio Rozelle. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Y'all look great. Y'all look absolutely amazing. Thank you for that warm welcome. Thank you, Mr. Gamble. As you all know, tremendous leader that introduced me. First of all, I have the easiest part today. Now, first of all, it's difficult in one instance because who did I just follow? Oh my gosh. Right? Absolutely amazing, right? But I have the easiest part. And that's to simply show you guys how to get the message out, right? So we always hear people say that you're in business for yourself, but what? Not by yourself, right? And we also know that a system makes life easier for us. How many people agree with me that it's better to have a system than no system at all? Yeah. All right? I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, and then I'm gonna get right into it, okay? How many people heard of Burger King? I heard of Burger King. All right. How many people heard of Burger Chef? A few people remember Burger Chef. All right. So I'm going to talk about that very quickly here because a lot of times people get confused about the way marketing works and they get confused about their opportunity. Marketing creates the desire for people to want to have what you're offering them, right? How many people get on the power calls every day? Okay, all right. Well, there are the playbacks, and you're going to learn about that a little bit today as well. But what I wanted to simply say is there's systems, right, in place that work. Now, there was a company named Burger Chef a long time ago. And that company was affiliated with Burger King, okay? Burger Chef, though, was a restaurant that allowed you to kind of, you know how Burger King says you can have it your way? They used to say that. The young folks, they're like, what you talking about? But they used to say that. Burger Chef used to have their own little thing that they would do. You could be an individual Burger Chef owner. And you could go out there, get the same products, right, that Burger King had, but you could sell it the way you wanted to sell it, package it the way you wanted to package it, so on and so forth. So people were out there doing things on their own instead of following the leadership in the system. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So who's around today still, Burger King or Burger Chef? Burger King. Burger King. Now, I submit to you that they had the same product, the same price structure, right? The same basic model, except they didn't have a system in place. I submit to you that the issue wasn't the product. I submit to you the issue was the system. Fair enough? Mm-hmm. All right. So, this is a wonderful event. We have tremendous leadership in this team. Can we give the leadership a hand one more time, please? You know, we just heard that, you know what? We have people around us that want to help us win. And guess what else? We don't win unless you win, right? Team, together, everyone achieves more. So understand, when you, Mr. Roach, or Mr. Gamble, or Mr. Robinson, or Mr. Battle, Mr. Thompson, whoever, Mr. Young, when any of these gentlemen or ladies, whoever, tell you, listen, follow the system, plug in, they're telling you for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. They want you to win. And obviously, we're winning, am I right? All right, so we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna talk to you today about a couple of tools. Let's see here. Y'all bear with me as I pull up the internet. How many people heard of a gentleman named Ty Best? Yes. All right. And you know, Wealth Builders Worldwide, we're all a part of that, correct? Yeah. And for you guests, person invited you will tell you more about that. But we are all a part of Karatbars International, but also under the leadership of the Real Money, Wealth Builders Worldwide. So you can take your notes, you can go to therealmoney.info. I usually type a little faster because I'm not usually holding the mic, right? Did I spell that right? Spelling doesn't count in training, okay? Yeah. All right, here we go. Now, you want to have a system. Now, I'm going to talk about some basic high-level stuff but that everybody can use, because if you're a beginner in this business or if you're somebody that's been around for a long time, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's a very simple process, and this... It's funny because people don't understand that wealth is created doing the mundane things every single day. Mundane. It's not exciting all the time, right? This event is exciting. Can we all agree? Yeah. So I got to do the mundane part, but I still got to try to keep you engaged, okay? So just bear with me, and I promise you, I like to have fun too, but right now I got to get into this part, okay? Is that all right? All right. So now, we know at Karatbars, we do three simple things. We do what? We save a lot of gold, we tell a lot of people, and we make a lot of money. Now, the thing is, when you introduce this business to people, you want to be able to talk to them very quickly, and you want to be able to get someone started right away. You want them to be able to jump right in and do exactly what you did, okay? So you don't want to have to try to explain the whole program to them because it's a lot to explain. Not only that, the person following you isn't going to want to try to do all that because they're already nervous. They don't understand. This is the first time they're hearing about money and gold and so on and so forth. So you want to be able to have it set up so that anytime a stud, I mean, anytime a dud can introduce it to a stud. What I mean by that is, you can have an 18-year-old person who has never done anything in business, but they want to talk to a financial advisor like Mr. Cameron Gamble. How are they going to approach him, right? They can't just go to him and start trying to talk to him about money, right? He'll eat their lunch. But what they can do is they can point them to tools. So people understand that tools help systems. Fair enough? All right. So Wealth Builders Worldwide is a great tool, great system. You see here, you can send anybody that you know, any prospect to this page. But I'm going to take you in the back office here a little bit. I'm going to go to the system, which is the MAP, okay? How many people heard of the MAP? The Massive Action Plan, okay? All these leaders in here. How many folks want to be premium VIP, gold director, elite? How many people want to do that? Okay, I promise you this is how you do it, guys. All right. So, first thing here is, all right. You want to get started with Karatbars, you want to go to your back office here. I mean, you want to go to realmoney.info. You want to click on the map, and it'll break down all the tools that you need to get going. And Mr. Kevin Robinson is going to really get into details about how to introduce this to everyone. So what I want to do is I want to simply kind of go forward here a little bit. Man, I should have pulled up a chair. All right. So you want to make sure that you always introduce folks. All right. So when you get started, you want to make sure that when you have the invitation, right? Yeah, let me grab a chair. It'll be a little easier. Is that all right, guys? I got it, bro. I got it, bro. Thank you. All right. So you want to go here, and you want to go through step one, the invitation. Now, Mr. Robinson is going to go through that quite a bit for you, but the first thing you have to understand is you want to utilize these little scripts here. These little scripts will help you get where you need to go, okay? I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to kind of go through this quickly. But remember, if you have any questions, your leadership will be more than happy to help. Is that all right? All right. Contact at least 3 people per day, okay? How many people, everybody has a cell phone. You can go to your cell phone and utilize that. And of course, you have your books and all that. But you want to also use your social media stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And you want to post different things. Sometimes you can post articles about what's going on in the financial world regarding gold, what's going on with money, such things of that sort. And then when people see that and see that you're talking, you're giving good content, then you'll be able to go forward, okay? But you want to go here, you want to follow up with your conversations here, so you want to make sure that you get very, very familiar with this back office here, okay? Then, you want to go to your toolbox as well, WBW Toolbox. In here, they have all kinds of training for you, okay? Business packages, you can show you how to do all this stuff. You have forms, Freedom Call archives, dates, all those things, okay? Media downloads. And very important here, this affiliate welcome letter, okay? So as soon as somebody becomes an affiliate, you got to send them something to make sure that they feel comfortable and that they know what to do next. Because people get started in this business and they're excited, it all makes sense to them, but they don't know what to do. Is that fair? So you want to send them this welcome letter. It's very well written, and it gives you everything you need. And it gives them kind of direction on where to go next. Do you have a customer welcome letter? If they become a customer, that letter's there for them. A prospect letter. Now, sometimes you might want to send an email to friends and family or whatever, inviting them. You can send them this letter, and then you have, of course, all these marketing materials. The main thing is to remember that your marketing material, that this website, therealmoney.info, has everything you need right there. Then you also want to, I suggest that you invest in a Wealth Builders Worldwide capture page, okay? It's one thing to send people to therealmoney.info, but when they go there, now you have to follow up them and make sure they get your link. And we've had team members from, some members in this room that actually had people sign up on the wrong link. Because, as Mr. Robinson mentioned earlier, that, you know, Mr. Robinson mentioned earlier, your business is on the World Wide Web. So folks are going to still, no matter what you tell them, they're going to go do what? They're going to do their research, right? So they're going to research the researchers. They're going to go to Google. They're going to look around YouTube. They're going to find somebody else who has a Karatbar site, so on and so forth. And that person, not that they did anything malicious, they really meant to sign up with you, but they end up signing up with someone else, right? So what you want to do is you want to take the time and to invest in your business. How many people know that you invest only two things in business? Money and time. Fair enough? So make sure that you do that. There are two different levels, so anybody can do one. You have one, I think, at the low end at $49. I got mine so long ago, and then the other one I think is $79. Okay? Both of them are great. Both of them are great. But you want to do that. You want to get that because you have your URL attached to it. Here it is. Set 49 to 79. All right? I'm not going to, again, I don't have a lot of time, guys. What I'm going to do, I just want to make sure I touch on the things that are important that you can get started, a brand new person get started today. Of course, we have the Freedom Call archives. I'm going to click on that real quick so you can see that. And these are all the great freedom calls that come up. These are all the great freedom calls that we have. You can go in here, you can listen to them over and over again, and it's a very, sometimes you'll get something that you can use and send to, you know, your prospects. And let's see here. And then we have, of course, other marketing materials. I'm not going to open that right now because the main thing for me is to make sure that you get that stuff, okay? Presentations, of course, Wealth Builders Live online. We'll click on that really quickly here. So here's a presentation for you. That's a live presentation. Now, sometimes my suggestion is if you're first piquing someone's interest, that you give them the realmoney.info or your landing page, okay? After you've done that, then you want to, let me go back here. Once they've seen that, then I would suggest you get them on the live online webinars, of course. And of course, we have them going on several times during the week. You'll have that information broadcast out to you from your leaders as well as on the power call. But everything you need is right here in this back office to run a successful business. And of course, I'm sure we're going to talk about PGRs a little bit. PGRs build power, they bring you money. And then, of course, we have the English and Spanish presentations. Follow the dream. Work on your mindset, everyone. You want to make sure you do that. And then what's really important here is the recognition back here. I'm just going to touch on that very briefly because the reality is that everybody can hit these goals. We have a lot of global directors in here and Diamond Global Directors. You can just take a look at the website and review it, and, you know, review all that stuff and make sure that you get everything you need there. That's all I'm going to talk about right now for WBW. Again, it's been my pleasure to come up here and share that information with you. I would like to talk very quickly. I'll take maybe, it's good. I'm going to leave it right there. So, I got a few minutes, so I guess I can answer any questions if there are any questions. Again, I told you I have the easiest part, but it's not really the most exciting, is it? So who wants to, anybody have any questions? Come right in.
I had a problem getting onto the website. I clicked on the Wealth Builders, and I tried to log in.
Okay.
I wasn't able to log in. Is it locked to certain, does somebody have to put you in?
What happens is, when you go to the realmoney.info, you have an opportunity to actually register, right? Okay. It says log in, your logged in username, and you get a, let me see here. You become an affiliate by logging in, right? Let me see, give me 1 second. Other resources, presentations. One of these tabs allows you to do that. But you know what else we can do? We can get you in touch with Mr. Rodney Berger. Okay. Mr. Rodney Berger can give you that. Go ahead, Mr. Robinson.
If you go under the WBW toolbox.
WBW.
Toolbox.
Uh-huh.
And then if you scroll down to training.
Uh-huh.
Click on that. And then if you scroll, it should say new user registration.
There it is.
Okay,
yep.
thank you.
There it is. And no, we're going to run that up the flagpole because it should be easier to find.
Okay.
So we're going to do it. Any other questions about anything? Anybody have any questions about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Okay. Well, listen, that's all I really have today. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Okay, what's your question? You never shared it with them. Okay, do you have a landing page? You do not? Okay. My suggestion, recommendation is to get a landing page, or Karatbars landing page. It's the first thing you want to do. And then you want to simply, throughout the time in Facebook, yes sir, I see your hand. You want to go through Facebook, you want to, whenever you're posting, or whatever you're doing, you can just talk about your everyday life, and then on occasion, you'll see some great articles come up. I know in the union, we have great articles coming up. A lot of folks submit a lot of stuff. You can take that actual article, right? You can click on it and copy it, and then you want to paste it back on your page. You can say something like, the banks are not your friend. Wasn't that great this week, y'all?
Yeah.
Banks are not your friend. You can say banks are not your friend if there's an article about banks and how they do fractional reserve. You can put that on it and it just adds your link. That's one way to do it. You can send inbox your friends and family, which is, I think Mr. Robinson might touch on that a little bit. And if not, what you do is you just simply go in there at the back office and you say, you send them a message. Hey, how you doing? Especially somebody you talk to. Listen, I know you want to see what I've been doing. Take a look at this. Look at the second video number 2. There are 2 of them. Take a look at that, and then I'll get back to you. That kind of thing. Fair enough? Yes, sir. I'm about to wrap up. Yes, sir.
I guess I didn't have a question. It's just that everyone in Karatbars has 2 landing pages. All you have to do is go to your back office and go to landing pages, and 2 will drop down your 2 landing pages that are yours. Send that right to your website by showing them the video. One will show them the video for about 3 minutes, 57 seconds. The other will still have to sign up their name, their email address in order to see the video. You'll get a notice saying that person went to your landing page, contact them. You already have that, and it's free.
That's right. That is true. In your back office, you can look in Karatbars, and there is a free one as well. Absolutely right. Thank you for that. Any other questions?
Just one more.
Yeah.
I went to the landing page, and when I clicked on the landing page, it takes me to my back office, but if I send somebody there, they can see all my information.
There's a link. There's a
Is that the
referral
wrong
link.
one?
Which one do you want to go to? Your
was-
referral links?
Yeah.
When you see that,
And the
click on,
landing page also, I clicked on both of them.
you clicked on
And
the,
it takes me to my back office on my dashboard. But a person can see all my account information.
so what happens is,
Right click,
What-
right?
Right.
And you can text it or email it to
Okay.
your Facebook, put it right click, and it'll drop it into your mouth.
Okay.
Then you can paste it anywhere. You copy and paste the landing page, right? Click it, it'll show you that it has now been saved to your download.
Okay.
Definitely, anywhere you want to, and just send it all over.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
all right, let me just say one thing real quick also. Sometimes if your browser's already open and you're in your back office, sometimes you'll have access to your back office because your computer thinks especially if you have your information saved. So it'll do that. So you might want to try closing that sometime and then going back in and just click on your landing page.
All right. Thank you.
That happened to me, and what Mr. Thompson shared with me is because I clicked on to look at my link and sent it to myself.
Right.
So when I open it up, because my information is saved, it's gonna show me my back office. But when I send it to someone else, it shows both.
Exactly. So
Is that
as
what
long as when it's on your computer, you're going to show. You might want to try it from another phone just to make sure, or another place. All right. Listen, it's been my pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for your time and attention. It's always been. If you need anything at all, you can always reach out to me. I'd love to help. Success is voluntary, and you deserve it. Thank you. And again, Mr. Gamble.
Yo, Rockhill, what's up?
Yo, I'm doing it now.
Let's give it back up to Dr. Sergio Roselle, ladies and gentlemen. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a 10-minute break for you to stretch your legs, a bio break. Let's make sure we're back in about 10 minutes on time so we can keep this thing moving. We got a lot of, it's a race to be first in line. I appreciate that. But make sure you're back here in 10 minutes.